given the chance before this is given to international firms?
I think the nature of mineral and mineralization and the demand for the rare earth, the demand for the critical minerals, this is a global marketplace. So we may not have like the capacity to absorb the entire, production that we have as a country. So this has to be open to the international firms, which have the proper capacity, and of course in close partnership with the local farms. So this is a fair way to run all this. And of course with the recent changes in regulations, then classifying them now as strategic minerals and handling on a case-to-case basis, then the National Mining Corporation has actually just taken a center stage in terms of now negotiation on these mineral allocations. So basically, once they have that proper negotiation, then it's easier now, and it gives confidence to the international investors to actually pump the right amount of money into putting this into a big investment potential processing plant.
Right, and maybe one would even say that this is kind of a double-edged sword, because when we're doing a case-by-case basis when it comes to approvals, you might find that the waiting time is a bit long, especially when it comes to international investors, or there are steps that they cannot fill out. But these are people who have been exploring in other countries, and many would say that the moratorium is stifling investor interest. Vishal, do you believe that the case-by-case basis process is maybe even stifling investor interest?
You know, if you look at the large-scale miners and what is there, how do they get involved, mining starts off, generally speaking, across the world by a community or an outside miner discovering a mineral somewhere. From there, it goes to a junior miner investing in the exploration, in identifying the resource, and finally taking it to a reserve and identifying what the reserve is. And from there, large-scale miners will be able to come in and invest in a certified reserve to develop that mineral for value addition. So it is the process, and it's the process that works all over the world. So I don't believe there's anything wrong in what's going on. It's open to local companies and foreign companies. If a local company's got the capacity to support the whole chain, then it's very good. So I do believe it's just following the steps, and everyone will get given a chance.
Right, and of course, holding this particular argument as well, large-scale operations are mostly, one would say, controlled by foreign firms and individuals. And this, of course, has been an issue that has been coming up. And many people would say that usually when they come in, the local person is usually disenfranchised, as we have said even before. Now, when it comes to large-scale operations, the government recently, or before this particular, legality or even policy was changed, required that maybe a portion of a company should be owned by a Kenyan, so that locals can also partake when investors come in. It used to be around 30% stake. Do you believe that maybe for the mining sector, Charles, that this should be reintroduced so that large-scale operations can also be shared out to locals, so that even locals can learn how they can partake in this?
Maybe just to go back a bit, most of these large-scale operations controlled by foreign firms. Talking of the foreign firms, these are firms that are listed in the London Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, and it is actually not individuals. Mostly, it is actually listed firms that are investing into this sector. So I must say, of course, with the CMA. The mining sector can be encouraged actually to invest as entities, the way artisanal miners are being put into cooperatives. Then they can have a chance to own a stake in some of those mining entities. And actually this can be achieved in the entry level, the time when they're doing the prospecting licenses and moving up to the stage of now construction of the mining plants.